I just really hit a wall. And I like to think of myself as being a pretty strong and driven entrepreneur, but even the strongest people go through times of doubt and overwhelm. Hey, my name is Lisa Hugo, and I'm obsessed with helping other people find and develop their voices so they can go out and take on the world, be seen as an authority, expert, and speak their truth with utmost confidence because they know that what they have to share will connect with their audience and make a difference. I studied performing arts and spent 20 years of my career traveling the world as a professional singer-songwriter. I teach you the secrets to speak up and be heard, overcome your fears, to build your speaking skills, and learn how you can use your skills to make a change both in your own life and the lives of others. This is your one-stop shop for all things confident speaking. This is Impact Through Voice. Well, hey there, friends, and welcome back to another episode of the Impact Through Voice podcast. Today, I want to come on here and share something very personal, and it's quite different from our usual solo episodes where I usually try to give you something of value in relation to using your voice or being more confident, speaking tips, storytelling, and so on. But our podcast isn't only about being a better speaker and communicator. It's also about building a business and building a life that you enjoy to live and offering loads of just life and business hacks through the amazing guests that I've had on the show. So today I want to share with you something deeply personal that I've been going through over the last couple of weeks, but I literally hit a wall yesterday, and I think that by sharing my experience, it might help many of you. So I've been working like crazy over the past 3 weeks to get a new program ready to launch to you all that I believe is going to be a game changer for you, especially if you're a coach, a consultant, or a trainer. And the pressure is on to get this ready before I go on holidays in just 2 days. So that's Friday. We're going to Australia with my daughters. I'm really looking forward to this trip, but for many reasons, I don't want to go into it right now on this podcast, but I have to do everything that is required from me to get this program ready to launch before I leave. And that's a lot. And I'm way behind schedule. So there's a load of pressure on me, which led to me yesterday just hitting an emotional wall, an emotional breakdown. You know, launching a new program isn't easy. There are so many moving parts that have to be in place before you can put a program out to the public. And once it's ready, well, then it can work for you while you're enjoying your time away. Now, I've built a small but mighty team behind me who can support me with many of these moving parts. But in reality, as the face of this business, a huge majority of the work and the load comes down to me in these initial phases. Nobody else can record ads. Nobody else can do the webinar. Nobody else can record the content for the program that we're launching or even write the copy using my voice. It's got to be me. And then on top of that, we've got our podcast. And to be honest, it's Wednesday morning, it's 4 a.m. And I still hadn't recorded an episode for our show, which is launching just in 24 hours from now. That's the one you're listening to right now. Now, I normally record the solo shows at least 1 or 2 weeks before we release them, but this week I was stuck and so busy with everything else that I still had this on my shoulders. My team have been asking all week, what's with the podcast, Lisa? When will we get the recording so we can create the show notes and the artwork and get it ready for release? And then Anna, who helps me with social media, she's been asking me to create new content, do it in a different style, try to get more engagement on our social. Jay, who works in our marketing department, has been asking me, Lisa, we need more blogs, we need more feature articles to help us with our SEO, and it's just been too much. So yesterday, when I spent 4 hours recording a whole bunch of videos for the new program, only to find out that my lighting was off and at times the mic wasn't working, I just broke down. Okay, these were things which I made mistakes on, and I was probably in too much of a rush to try and get it out that I didn't really check and I didn't really test before recording the whole bunch of videos. You know, normally you should do one, you should check, make sure the lighting's good, make sure the sound is good, but I didn't. So my bad. But I just really hit a wall. And I like to think of myself as being a pretty strong and driven entrepreneur, but even the strongest people go through times of doubt and overwhelm. Now, I don't know about you, but when I'm lying in bed in the early hours of the morning and I've woken up and I can't sleep anymore, well, that's when I get the most creative and interesting ideas. And this morning, while trying to get my head clear to tackle the day ahead and make it as productive as possible and make up for all those lost hours of recording yesterday, I was thinking about a podcast that I listened to this week from Amy Porterfield. And she had a guest on the show. Her name was Kate Kordersmeyer. And she was talking about how she grew her business by 165% after going off social media. And it's an interesting listen. I'll put the link into the show notes if you're interested. But it got me thinking about all the things in my business that I do because I think I have to do, or because somebody is telling me to do, or there is an expectation from society that you should do. But do I really like doing those things? Now, I'm talking about putting content out on social media that doesn't even feel like me sometimes. It feels cringy or it feels unnatural because this is the new trend. And if we do this, it might help to grow our engagement and our following. Why? I can't even say if the posts that I put out there are in any way contributing to growing my business and my revenue. And the same goes for content writing blogs for my own website and guest articles for magazines and other publications. They're supposedly really important for our SEO and our organic growth, and I'm sure it is. But again, I can't track any metrics to say that by writing this article that's had over 1,000 views that I've brought in X amount of revenue. Now, on the other hand, when I use paid traffic for my business, I have a very clear data on where my leads are coming from and which ones convert into paying customers, and what is the return on that investment. So this morning, I'm challenging myself with the thought, why am I doing all of these other things if they're just putting me into a state of overwhelm? And I'm recording this today to ask you the question too. Where are you in your life and your business? Now, I'm on this journey and working to release this new program out to you all because I am set on creating a business that gives me the opportunity to work on my terms and not be dictated to by external forces as to what I should be doing. And with this program, I want to teach you how you can do the same. Now, I wanted to create a business and a life that I love, so I'm challenging myself. Is all this other stuff really necessary? And is it really me? Now, I know this goes against everything that I teach. If you're not visible, you are invisible. That we all should have a voice and we should all share our message to build our own authority, our credibility, and our following in our industry. But if you're doing something that doesn't feel right and you're only doing something because you're told to do it, then as an entrepreneur, you might as well be back in a 9-to-5 job where what you do is dictated to by your employer. And this leads to the thought of many of you who are in a corporate job. Do you enjoy what you do? If you do love your job and you wake up every morning excited about what you've got ahead of you for the day, well, that's fantastic. But if you don't, do you really need to be in that situation? So I'm challenging myself and I'm challenging all of you with these thoughts today. They may be quite scattered in the early hours of the morning, but it's my challenge to you. Now, I don't know if I will go off social media altogether with these thoughts that I'm having this morning, but I am seriously thinking about giving it a break for a while to see how I feel about it then. And that would also give us as a business a pretty good indication as to whether it's actually growing our business or it has little or no impact. I'll probably continue to write content and articles, but only when I'm in the right creative space to be able to do that. So to my team, when you're listening to this, let's take the pressure off for a while, right? And let me focus on the things which I enjoy and have a clear return on investment to the business with. And I'm talking about the investment of both time and money. One lesson I learned from yesterday's experience with losing 4 hours of my day to a bunch of videos I couldn't even use is the importance of our time. We have two investments in life. We can invest our time or we can invest our money. Well, today I've booked a studio and a videographer to make sure that when I record this time, everything is perfect. The lighting, the sound, the camera quality. It will make it much more enjoyable as an experience, and it's going to take the pressure off me. And then I can send those files to my editor and he can handle the edits. Hence, even though I have to still invest my time, once again, to record these videos, I'm no longer going to be stressed about the other stuff, which are not the things that I'm overly good at and I don't necessarily enjoy. Hence, I'm choosing in that field to invest money. And to you, my listeners, I hope that this very personal episode has given you food for thought. If you're on social media, do you really need to be? Do you enjoy it? And if you're doing other things in your business or your job because you have to, do you enjoy it? Is there maybe another way? Now, I'm really excited to get this new program out to you all, and you'll be hearing more about that in the coming episodes. I'm also really looking forward to my holiday, so I'm going to keep working hard so that I can go and enjoy that holiday. The entrepreneurial life is not easy. Even when you see so many others on social media who are claiming to have it all together, they look great, they're living the life while their business is just working for them, while they're maybe lying on a beach on some tropical island. In reality, that's very likely not the case. Or if it is, then they've had to put the hard work in to make it happen. So if I stay on social media, then I'm going to do it on my terms going forward. Now, if you're feeling the same way, I challenge you to really think about where you are right now, where you want to be, and to make sure that you stay true to yourself, to your uniqueness, and to your own personal goals. Okay, my friends, I hope you found some value in this episode. Stay tuned for next week's show, where I have an incredible guest who is an entrepreneur and who has worked hard to get to where he is. And he's had his own battles and ups and downs. It will definitely be worth the listen. Okay, bye for now, and see you in the next episode. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Impact Through Voice. Until next time, keep on working towards making a positive impact through your voice.